Hi, I'm Laura. Since I was young, I had a little voice in my head that said, why are we here? And there must be something more. I've spent years researching about life and why some people find massive success and some don't. So let's connect here weekly and talk about topics that will elevate our soul and inspire greatness from within. This is the I Am Laura podcast show, where sparkling inside out will empower our tomorrow.
I'm so excited. We're live, Alex. Welcome to the show, everyone. We have a hot show here today. It's just going to be a great chat. You're probably listening to this on podcast, but if you are on YouTube, I so appreciate you. Please go on over and subscribe because we have all topics revolving around inspiring greatness within. And if you are on Facebook, so appreciate you. Put in the comments below where you're tuning in from. But today we have a very special guest. Alex Quinn is an amazing coach, which I won't try and introduce her because she's amazing. I will let her do that for you. But firstly, please do tell us where you're tuning in from. We want to know. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Alex, where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Sydney, Australia as well.
Love it, love it. So Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became the beautiful transformational coach that you are today.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Laura, for having me on this show. I'm just so looking forward to it. So I'm privileged to connect with you and connect with your audiences as well. So about me. So I was born and raised in China, in a very small town in the southern part of China, in a very poor family. And so I was taken away from my parents when I was 2 years old. And but it's kind of normal in China at the time because we were very poor at the time. My parents have to go away from the town to a different town, to bigger city to be able to earn money and to supply me with clothing and shoes and, a place to live with my grandparents. And that unknowingly, that I developed a story that I told myself that I was not even good enough to live with my parents. And that was, deep subconsciously programmed in me. And then, life move on. You move on to studies and you trying to be a good girl. You're trying to please your parents, trying to do what they want you to do and do all the right things. And so what's the right thing, right? So go to the university, get good grade, and so that you can get to the university, and so that you can apply for a job, and so that you can, work for, stable 9 to 5, and so that you can get stable the paychecks, and then you have family and have kids, and then you can see the end to your life. So that's what I have been programmed. And so that is, and then I was a very good girl. I had a very good grade. I went to a university, the top university in China. And then I went to study in Europe. And then I came back to China. I did exactly what my parents expected me to do. I worked for PwC. And then do the right thing. But then one day I found myself burned out. I could not get out of bed. And in front of me was a complete darkness. And I did not know what's going on with me. And I thought that's the end of my life. And so, but somewhere in me, there's a small voice to say that is not the end of your life. There's something more. There's something greater that expect you to experience. So I woke up and I find solutions. Ended up a year and a half after that burnout experience, I found myself in Australia. I thought if I change my country, my whole life will be completely different. So that's what I did. I came to Australia in 2006 and started everything from scratch. It took me 6 months to find my first job in accounting again.
Wow.
And I did what I know at the time, and all I knew was audit. So I went back to accounting. I went back to the corporate world. Um, and I thought if I change my country, if I change everything, my life would change.
Wow.
But guess what, Laura? It
What?
didn't.
No?
It didn't change. You know why?
In that moment, Alex.
I feel completely, I don't know, it seems like to be a vicious cycle that I got into.
Yeah.
And so I found myself burned out again in a accounting job in a accounting firm. And I found, why am I burned out again? I could not explain at the time because I thought it was the career that I was in. Every auditors work hard, right? And so I thought it was the industry I was in.
Wow.
And I said, well, look at the people working in the banks. They seem to have a good life. They seems to have, good work-life balance, especially in Australia, right? And so, and that's, I start to set my next goal. I'm going to work for the banks. I'm going to get into the bank. I'm going to do my auditing career. I'm going to go into a brand new career in the banking industry.
Yeah.
And universe answered exactly what I asked for. And
What did you ask for? What was the question?
I asked for, at the time, I didn't even know these things exist. But I asked, I said, I wanted to work in the bank because they seems to have a great life. They seems to have a good work-life balance. And I work for ANZ, I work for BT Financial, and now I work for Westpac.
Okay.
And guess what, Laura?
What?
I got myself burned out again.
Oh no. So hang on, let's nut this out a little bit. So all the viewers just tuning in now right now, we thank you so much. We're talking about today about inspiring a life of your dreams. So Alex has told me that she did what her parents wanted her to do. She went into the industry that her parents appreciated and loved and didn't push her, but that's what they wanted. So she went on that journey to please, well, not to please her parents, but she's guided. We're all guided by our authority figures in our life, and we do want them to be happy. So she went down that journey. Not only did she get burnt out in that industry, she changed, went down the area that she felt she should go in, and then she got burnt out again and feeling absolutely exhausted in those moments. So Alex, what happened next?
And so I start to ask the question, why am I keep getting the same results? Burnout in audit. Well, I burn out in China, and then I burn out again in audit, and I burn out again even when I'm working in a banking industry where everyone appreciate work-life balance.
And Alex, I just want to, before we move on, I just realized I need to put this in place. Like, viewers, people listening on podcast, YouTube, or Facebook, Alex changed not only her industry, but she also changed the area that she was in. Complete new change of country. She thought by moving herself out of that area into a new country with a new culture, it would change, and it didn't. So tell me what happened next, Alex.
And so that led me into a personal discovery journey. Well, maybe I backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
That is a pivotal moment for me when I was sitting at a balcony with my daughter, and we were playing Play-Doh. And all of a sudden, she asked a very good question. She asked, "Mom, you always ask us to dream big and achieve high. And what is your dream?" And at that moment, I could not answer her. No words came to me, and
Wow.
only tears streaming down my face. And I was like, what a great question. I actually don't know at the time. I thought being an accountant was my dream. But then I realized that was my parents' dream. That's their dream for me. For myself, I actually didn't have a dream at the time.
Wow.
And so that triggered me on a personal development, like self-searching journey. Why am I here on this planet? What's my purpose? why I have to experience all these changing countries, changing careers, and changing the whole environment, but still getting the same burnout results.
Wow. Okay. So we've changed industry twice. We've even moved country, and when we're still getting the burnout. When you were doing these things like this industry that your parents suggested you go down, did you love it? Like when you were in those moments, we're getting the thumbs up right now, guys. So thank you so much. Wherever you're tuning in the world, tell us where you're tuning in from. We'd love to know. If we can't see your comments right now, I'm sure we'll connect with you off the live. But this is coming into you live from Sydney, Australia, guys, because Alex has an amazing story. She transformed her whole life from an industry that kept on giving her burnout to now inspiring others to live their best life. So if you do want to connect with Alex, it is on the screen below, dreamwarriorscoaching.com.au. She's amazing. So how did you feel when you were working in these industries that your parents wanted you to work in? Did you enjoy it? I mean, or was it every day waking up feeling like, oh, I don't want to go to this work? Like, how did you feel in those moments working for these two industries that kept on burning you out?
So, you know that it's not a burning desire. So it's kind of like it pay the bills. It's what I have learned. And that self-discovery journey actually reminded me the industry I was in wasn't really my dream. And that took me right back to when I was studying Europe, Vienna University of Business and Economies. And that's where I had the dream. At that moment, I had the dream to have international businesses, and I wanted to be the bridge between the East and the West. That was my dream. But when I went back to China, my parents told me, said, don't you dare to waste my money investing in you to get your accounting degree. So you got to go back and find an accounting job. And so I realized I had a dream, but because of the status quo and because of the expectation of my parents, that I did not follow my callings. I did not follow that little voice within me and wanted to express through me. And so I went back what the status quo want me to do, what my parents expected me to do, what other people expected me to do. And so come back to your question, Laura. So that did not fulfill me, because we all come into this world for one purpose. If you did not fulfill your purpose, there's a hole in you. And so there's a hole, and then you got to find, until you fulfill that purpose, that you find your lifeness again. So that led me to reconsider, why am I here on this planet? Why I need to experience all that burnout? What's the lesson within that I can bring forth to the people who I wanted to serve, and who what the message in this experience. Then I realized, then I attracted Bob Proctor in my life, my mentor. And he helped me to understand where did I came from and why I did what I did. And I started to understand that experience when I was 2 years old, that was taken away. I was taken away from my parents. And that story that I've been telling myself, that I was not even good enough to be with my parents, that subconscious programming did not change. It was deep rooted in my subconscious. And that's how I make the decision why I go with going to the PwC, because that's what my parents want me to do. And that's because I was programmed to please my parents, because I wanted to be good enough to be accepted by my parents. And
Wow.
so, and then later on, even I changed country, that subconsciously programming did not change. And so, for example, I went into the audit, and that was because Alex not good enough. She's not working hard enough. She's not producing the result that is good enough. So she keep trying to work harder and put in more hours, and that's why she got the burnout. And then
Wow.
she learned from that experience,
Mm.
even though she then went on to work for the banking industry, and that subconscious programming did not change. The subconscious program is still thinking Alex not good enough. She's not working hard enough. She's not being productive enough. And so that is her programming, and that what led her to have another burnout. So you can see how all these stories actually link together, and that's why mindset matters.
It really does. We're going to talk what you just said, nut it out, and then we're going to go to the next little bit of today's discussion. But thank you so much. We have, I think it's Andrew saying this, or Sandra's. I'm not quite sure because I can't see your name. But thank you so much. Your comment is two wonderful human beings, Laura Viscovich and Alex Quinn. Thank you so much for tuning in. If whoever that was, please put your name so I can see who you are. But that was huge. So what Alex just spoke about, subconsciously, we have a programming going on in our mind. It's the words, it's the thoughts that we let run wild. And from a young age, from 0 to 7 years of age, we come into this world and we're learning from looking at our parents, from looking at other people, from being in our culture, and we're learning to step, and we're learning to speak, and we're learning all these things that we need in order to live in this world. And at the same time, if good things happen to us, bad things happen to us, this is creating a program in our mind. And at a very young age, if we are open to, we're always open, but if we adopt some bad habits, then this program can be the thing that in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and forever can be controlling our life in a way. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. But if you do want more information and maybe be coached by Alex Quinn, then please do go on over to her dreamwarriorscoaching.com.au, because mindset does matter. And it's this that sets us up for success or failure in life. I don't believe failure is actually a real thing. I believe if you just keep on going, you'll always find success. But working with a coach can always help us perfect our mindset, because when we can get a really healthy mindset, we can have a really healthy life. And guys, viewers listening, you know me, I'm all about living an amazing, inspirational life of your dreams, no matter how big or small that is. And if we're always conscious of our body, of our health, everyone's going to the gym these days and eating well. If these things are in our culture, why don't we adopt a healthy mindset too? Why don't we adopt a really great mindset, so that not only can we have a good, healthy body, we can have a healthy mind. A healthy mind is a healthy life, in my opinion. So, Alex, we've got some new people tuning in, and as you tune in, tell us where you're tuning in from. So, Alex, let's nut that out a little bit. So, you were doing things not knowingly to make your parents happy, and as a result, you were being led down. And it's not your parents' fault; they were just loving you and wanting the best for you. But you were going down this life of complete burnout, and it just wasn't the path in order for you to go down. And you had a moment. You got some information, some knowledge. You got to meet the people from Bob Proctor that changed your life. Let's talk about the moment where everything started to change for you.
Absolutely. So that pivotal moment that my daughter asked that question, that led me to a self-discovery journey. And during that time, strange things happened when you put your mind to it. At the time, I didn't know that was called manifestation. I didn't learn about Bob Proctor. I didn't know about law of attraction. I didn't know any of that. But when you have that burning desire to change your life, and you make a decision that you no longer want to live in that old life that keep giving you the same results, when you make that decision, that is the moment things start to change and shift for you. So later I learned about law of attraction. You can only attract what you are in harmony with. So at that moment, because I was so emotionally involved in the idea of having my own business, having, learning, bring my all my learning of the 20 years of pain, I had the burning desire to help other people not to go through the same pain that I went through for 20 years to find the answers. And so when I found Bob Proctor, he helped me to understand what the conscious mind does and what the subconscious mind does, and why the people creating the same result, because the subconscious programming did not change. And even though the consciously they're learning more, they maybe go to another get another degree, maybe they got another MBA, maybe they got more sales training, more industry training, whatever. So, but that stay in their conscious mind, that did not integrate it in their subconscious programming. So that's why they produce the same results. So I was like a certified, CPA, certified public accountant, right? And then I did a master degrees, and so I was double degree and bachelor degrees and master degrees and all the certifications. And I went all sorts of different trainings that stayed in my conscious mind. But the subconscious mind did not change with the story that over and over keep telling myself that I was not good enough. That's why it produced the result that I had in the last 20 years in the accounting career. So then I understand it's not the conscious how much you know, it's actually what you program in your subconscious mind that control the result that you are getting. So that's the moment that I make a decision that's like, I like what Bob Proctor has to offer. I love his results. And what he did was he learned how to reprogram his subconscious mind, and he made himself a self-made multi-billionaire. And he had friends all over the world, and he traveled the way that he wanted to travel. So I think I like his results and I love what he's doing. And so that's the moment I make a decision. I'm going to do exactly what he tell me to do, and I'm going to do exactly what he is doing at the time. So that's the decision I made. And within 4 months, lots of things happened. And ultimately I became got on the program with Bob Proctor. I work with him, and now I've become his certified PGI consultant. It's been a phenomenal journey for me. So a lot of learning in that space about how to change your subconscious mind. And when I start to work with my clients' subconscious mind, they create phenomenal results. They actually 4 times, one of my clients, he was in the real estate industry. He did no selling before. He was an IT programmer before, and he 4 times his income in 5 months. And I have another client. She had some other business before, but she had lots of fun, but she didn't earn much money at all. And at age of 69, she decided that it's her time and it's her show time. So she decided to invest in her. And so we worked together. Within 2 months time, she 4 times her income in that 2-month period. And
that's amazing.
And she had the courage to leave her toxic work environment that she trapped herself in for 10 years. What happened for her was that she had a business, and then she had lots of fun, but didn't earn much money. And then so she has to go back to 9 to 5 and start all over again. So you see that subconscious programming, and that because no one helped her to change her subconscious programming. That's why I failed in my business. So now I got to go back to my 9 to 5, even though it sucks, even though it's toxic, I keep working because it paid the bills. And so that kind of and that kept her in there for over 10 years. Wow. Until she make a decision, like, my time is more important But you don't have to wait till age 69 to make that decision. You can make a decision now if you really don't like what you are doing. Like me, I realized that wasn't fulfilling for me, but it was a very scary experience to leave the known world and step into the unknown. I didn't learn that. Well, now I learned that when you are in the unknown, it's the best place to create what you truly want. And there's a process that we all need to learn to co-create with this infinite intelligence that is available to each and every one of us. And so when she started to learn this process, she applied it. Within 2 weeks, she resigned from her toxic work environment. And then she started her very first independent business consulting company. Mm-hmm. And within 2 weeks, she attracted a contract worth of $167,000. Just sign it. And then
Okay. So Alex, let's just slow that down for a minute. So we got new people joining in right now. We got Yusuf, Marty, Brenda, Carly. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where are you tuning in from? Tell us in the comments below. But that was huge. So you helped this woman come out of a job that it wasn't feeling right for her. She wasn't enjoying it. She was feeling tired all the time and so forth. You helped her come out. It's very scary to come out of something you've been doing a while. Of anything, really, change is a tough thing. So you helped her get into the new line of work. She found the joy in her life. She found the happiness. She was doing what she truly loved to do. Then the money rolled in. But she wasn't, let's clarify. Was she focused on getting more money, or was she focused on something else? Tell me a little bit more about that.
So both.
Okay.
Both. So it's really about a goal setting process.
Okay.
You gotta know exactly how much that you want.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but then you do not just let the money overtake you. You use money and love people. So you earn the money, but you earn the money by providing great service to serve the people. And if you can provide the use value that it's greater than the cash value, you are doing people a favor. You are a gift. You have a gift to give this world, and treat that as your gift. So making sure that your business providing greater use value than the cash value that you receive. If you cannot guarantee that, then get out of that business. So you gotta serve the common good of the people around you and the people who are doing business with you. And so, so she was both. We have one personal goal and we have a business goal that we work every single day towards. And there's a process that we learn to embed into our daily habits and routines, and so that she can always monitor her vibration, because you can only attract what you are in harmony with. So you got to train your mind to be consciously aware of where your vibration is at. And so when you notice the moment that your vibration is dropping, then you cannot transform something that you're not even aware of. So majority of the work that we've been doing with my clients is train their awareness. So when she starts to aware that, oh, that is triggering me. Oh, that is why I'm feeling the way that I was feeling. And then we start to give her the tools that she can use to alter her vibration, and then she bounces right back again. So the rocket actually failed its way to the moon. So
the rocket failed its way to the moon. I love that. Tell me more.
So our vibration, you cannot stay always high. That is against the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm states that that we go through the cycles, right? We go through the cycles. Maybe sometimes our intelligence in a different cycle than our emotion cycles. And sometimes that they are aligned, sometimes they are not aligned. And it's okay with that. And we just need to be aware that is law of rhythm at work. And when we understand the law of rhythm, then you work with that rhythm. So when your energy are high, then you do more of the things that attract more into your life. When you know that maybe you are intellectually at the low, but you're emotionally at the high, then you do less of the intellectual work, but you more emotion, do things that you enjoy to bring you life. So you can monitor that.
Alex, there is so much goodness in what you're saying right now. So we're going to break it down for the viewers. This is so amazing. You're talking about emotions, intuition, and in this realm, we're finding success. So we're going to break this apart a little bit. We've got more viewers tuning in right now. Lee, thanks so much for tuning in. Lynn, thanks so much for tuning in. Where are you tuning in from? Are you drinking? Tell us. Are you having your morning coffee? But we have a great comment from Lee Chapman, a wonderful friend of mine from oh my gosh, I was going to say Victoria. It's not Victoria. It is. Tell me. I'm blanking where you're from. So sorry. Australia. Anyways, Lee says, I set my mind to turn over 7.2 million in sales this financial year. Congratulations. Hit goal month early. Adelaide, that's right, Lee. I had it there. I just couldn't say it. So you hit the goal month early. The mind will seek answers subconsciously once you tell it to. Yes, absolutely. And Adelaide, thank you so much. I knew it was Adelaide. I just couldn't find the word. Amazing. So you hit your goal early. We're give you a massive clap. That is amazing. And so I think sometimes people who find success easily, that's wonderful. But there is stuff to the core of success, and it can be learnt and taught. And so I know when I don't feel well and I may be going down a depressive cycle, a feeling of not feeling well, I might be waking up late, I might be eating junk food that week or whatever it is. I know that these things are when I'm kind of going down a depressive cycle and it's like life is getting too hard. Now, when you're in this state, Alex, tell me more, tell the viewers more. Can you find massive success when you're going down a deep, dark tunnel? Are there things, tools and tips and tricks that we can do to get ourselves out of that feeling bad? Because I do know myself when I'm feeling better and I'm flying high and I'm going for my walks and I'm petting dogs and I'm on top of my work week, I'm getting up earlier. I know when I'm feeling better, I'm hitting my goals much more like what Lee has said. So is there a truth in that? Let's talk to the Bob Proctor teaching. Let's maybe share some scientific stuff around energy, the vibration. And when you're feeling bad, is it harder to find success than when you're feeling happy?
Yeah, so absolutely. So there is a science about the level of vibration that we are in. So, for example, so we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is actually our feelings. It's our consciously, the thinking, the thought that we've been thinking dictate how we feel. And when the feeling that we are feeling, the emotion actually dictate the vibration of our body that's in. And you can, by law of attraction, you can only attract what you are in harmony with. So I love how you say that, Laura, that when you are feeling good, you're feeling high, that is a word, a human word that we invented to describe the vibration that you are in. Okay. So when you say I'm high and I'm happy, I'm just on top of my work, that is a word to describe that your vibration is high. And so when you say the other way, that you're feeling down, you're not feeding yourself with good food, you're just not feeling right. So that is that human word to describe that your vibration is low. And so Now, when we talk about the emotion, to pay attention to your emotion, when we break down the emotion, it actually means emotion. E means the energy motion that you are in. So that's your emotion. So be consciously aware of how you feel. Does it feel good? Does it feel aligned? Does that feel right? A lot of time we in the status quo, we've been trained and taught how to make decision by logic. Does it make sense? Have you done your research? Have you looked at the data? Have you done the analysis? That is the logical mind. But sometimes you got to make the decision. The subconscious mind is all about feeling. It's your vibration. So understand there are 4 stages of change and the growth evolve. And so the first one is called bondage. The bondage is like you have an X type of thinking that dictate you feeling the X type of vibration. And so you get X type of results. So you are in harmony, and that's where you feel comfortable, but you are bondage to that X type of result. Now, maybe you go one day, you get really inspired, right? So you came to a conversation like this, had a great conversation, and inspired by Laura, and then you get an idea, say, oh my gosh, I really love to have my own business, but I have not done that before. So then you start to, in your conscious level, you start to entertain an idea of having your own business. So let's say that is a Y type of thought, that because that is Y type of thought, you have not been thinking about it before. So it's foreign to you, is new to you. So it's from outside, having my own business. But understand at your current conscious level, you have been thinking about X type of thoughts, and you've been feeling X type of emotion, and you're creating X type of result. And all of a sudden, you have this Y idea coming to your consciousness. Well, maybe you could have your own business one day. And so, as nothing is going to happen as long as you do not entertain and internalize the Y idea. Nothing's going to happen because you feel comfortable. Your bondage and the X type of result, you are all in harmony with X vibration. Now, when you start to invest your energy, invest more thought energy, invest more of your thinking, well, how am I going to, what business I wanted to create? How can I create a business that serves everybody? What do I really want? You start to give more thought energies and keep feeding the idea. Yes, I always been loving to do this. Yes, I always wanted to have a coffee shop. Yes, I know that I can be very creative to have a coffee shop. And you keep entertaining the idea of having a coffee shop. And you start to see, as long as you start to internalize it. And when it get into your subconscious, like you start to seeing yourself having a coffee shop, you start to seeing yourself, making the coffee and seeing the happy customers coming to your coffee shop, for example. And so you start to see, you get emotionally internalize it, and you start to get into your subconscious. And what happened? So that is number one is bondage. Number two, you are now in a conflict stage. In a conflict stage is not a stage that you wanted to be in, because, well, how am I going to do that? I never done it before. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I still have this 9-to-5 job. I still have the mortgage. Oh, wow, because that's your paradigm. That's your programming. That's the world that you know. You're going to lose everything. You don't quit your 9-to-5 job. It's so scary. Don't be silly. And you start to see all the people around you to talk you out of the idea of having your own coffee shop. So what happened as a psychological level or at a science level is you have a Y idea enter into your subconscious, but your X type of thought still there, your X type of feeling and condition are still there. So now you are in a chaotic vibration where X, Y vibration coexist. That is where your anxiety, where your depression could come in, the worry and doubts will come in. So you don't have the resources to start your own business. You got to go back to your phone. You cannot go forward and you cannot go backwards. And so it's a very chaotic vibration. Most of people do not understand these psychological 4 stages. They bounce right back to bondage. I am much more comfortable where I was. I just settle into this 9 to 5. This is, you don't need this. You don't need to have extraordinary life. Good is your pretty good life. That's pretty good. You have this 9 to 5 job. Just stay here. It's comfortable, right? And so, but when I work with the clients and they go through these stages, they're aware of that. If they keep impressed that thought, the why idea into their subconscious, the subconscious is going to go out and work for it and going to find you alliances to, wow, you all of a sudden you meet this person, you have a great conversation, and they just have a empty shop that want you to open a coffee shop. Maybe the magic start to happen. The strange things start to show up in your life and showing you the sign. But you, by thought, the thing that you want has been brought to you. By action, you receive it. That is from the science of getting rich. Mm-hmm. So by thinking the thoughts, but you got to take action. And when my clients start understand, if they keep impressing the why idea, eventually they are going to win. So they keep entertaining the idea. They keep working towards that idea every single day. It doesn't come overnight. It's a process for that intangible thought energy to come into this physical world. And so, and then the stage 4 is called freedom. Ultimately, the why idea win over the X type of thinking, X type of feelings, and you keep, and then you become harmonized in the Y vibration, Y ideas, and you are in love with that Y ideas. So you are feeling the Y vibration, and then you take the action, do what you can with what you have from where you at, and then you have the result. Before you know it, you have your coffee shop up and running, and it's doing very well. So that is how it works with that, transition transformation.
I love it. So control your mind, control your life. Your energy comes from your thoughts. When you can master your thoughts, reprogram your life, you can literally live the dream life. It sounds a lot, but if you just do a little bit every day, in time, you'll get to that dream life you were born to be. So guys, we will continue this in just a moment, but let me firstly tell you how amazing is Alex, by the way. We do have an amazing community called Inspire Greatness Within. We invite speakers from all over the world to share their knowledge in everything, tips and tricks that you can use and utilize in order to inspire greatness within. You can go out and live your dream life. You were born to do it. Sometimes it's just life that happens that prevents us from getting there. We give you the tools in our community. So if you'd like to go on over, laurajane.com.au. Go on over, check it out. We'd love to see you on the inside of Inspire Greatness Within. All right, back to Alex. You are so amazing. You give so many people great tools and tips and tricks because you've come from 9 to 5. You got out of the industry that you didn't even realize was making you unhappy. Now you're helping people, inspire people every single day. And you are living the dream life because you're happy and you're finding success without even struggle. Every day you're working on your business, but it's not like you're at home. You're just loving giving a good service to people and you're finding success regardless. So tell me a little bit now about your community and what you do in order to inspire people. I know that you do coaching. The Bob Proctor industry is just so amazing. He passed away, I think it was last year, wasn't it? I've been following Bob Proctor for years. And when I met you, I was like, yay, I'm so excited you're bringing it to Australia, because it's really needed. People don't realize that success, your life, your dream life is just born in your brain. And when you can get the tools and tips and tricks, you can literally change your life. So tell me a little bit about your business, your community, and how you serve your community to inspire them to live out their dream life.
Yes, I do have a Facebook group. It's called Successful Entrepreneur Mindset for Dream Warriors. So I do workshops, and I do different share different tips and tricks, and also the Bob Proctor's teachings inside my community called the Successful Entrepreneur Mindset for Dream Warriors. And also you can go to my website, dreamwarriorscoaching.com.au, to find out more information and simply book a call with me. And I love to connect with you guys and see where your business is at, where you want to be, and what the challenges that you are facing. And so if I can help you, I will help you. And if I cannot help you, I'm more than happy to refer to someone who can help you with the problem that you are facing, with the challenge that you are facing. So I specialize in helping startup business owners and sales teams to multiply their income in short amount of time, because time is priceless. We cannot get it back. So if we can get your results, double your results, or get your results to your dream result much faster, why not, right? So yeah, that's how I help the business owners and sales teams to multiply their income.
I love it. So the Bob Proctor, for anyone who is not familiar with the workings of Bob Proctor, I mean, he's been doing this information sharing tools for years. How long, Alex, has Bob Proctor's information been around?
Oh, about 60 years. He is a master of human potential and he studied human potential for over 60 years. And he started with nothing. He had no formal education. He got kicked out of high school at 2 months. But he made himself a self-made multi-billionaire. And he's helping people to improve the quality of their life by working on their mind. He was featured in the movie The Secret, the Think and Grow Rich movie as well. And so if you haven't watched those, strongly encourage you to watch those movies. It's so inspiring. And also he had lots of YouTube videos as well. So if you search for Bob Proctor, his video will show up. And so, yeah, so if you wanted to know more about how to tap into your greatest potential, how to use your mind to manifest anything that you set your mind to, and you wanted to learn that process, definitely get in touch with me. Simply book a call. It's free of charge. So I would love to connect with you guys.
I love that. So Alex has learnt the Bob Proctor techniques. She's applied it to her life. She's living out her best dream life. And now she's inspiring people by using this information that's helped Bob Proctor become a did you say billionaire?
Yes.
Wow. And then, so of course, he's inspired people all over the world for 60 years, did you say? And he's, helped people live out their best dream life. And now Alex is doing it in Australia for us. And she is absolutely amazing. Now, before we go, I like to sort of end with a positive note. So tell us if there is any book that you've read maybe recently in the past 5 years, 10 years, or whatever, or maybe it's a book that you heard on podcast or like an audio book, whatever. Is there a book that you have read that just literally changed your life? And if so, or if it's just purely something that you've read and you really liked and it resonated with you. If so, please share what that book is, what you liked about it. And I'd love to hear about it.
Awesome. So if you haven't read Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich, I strongly recommend you to read that book. If you do not have that book, I have a electronic version of it on my website. It's completely free. You can download it. And I also host a You Were Born Rich Mastermind. The first session is completely free, so you can come and join the mastermind group. We go chapter by chapter of the You Were Born Rich to go into detail and dissect every single concept that Bob Proctor shared in that book. And most importantly, we implement. We make sure that each and every one of our mastermind members have an implementation plan before they leave the mastermind group. And so they know exactly what the next month they need to focus on, what they are practicing, and so what we need to implement from learning of the You Were Born Rich book. So it's on my website. There's under the resource that You Were Born Rich, so you can download it. And if you wanted to join the mastermind, we have it in 2 weeks' time. And so reach out to me and find out more detail about the You Were Born Rich Mastermind. And so that is one of my favorite book. And the other one is about the science of getting rich. I absolutely love it. I've been reading it every single day. So that is also a fantastic book to get your hands on, the science of getting rich and You Were Born Rich. So those are my two favorite books at the moment.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. If you're watching on podcast and you love inspirational information like this, that you can go out and live your best dream, please do subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to see more content, then you have to subscribe to get notified on the next video. And if you are watching on Facebook on the live right now, I really appreciate your time. We are going live more often these days on the Laura Jane page, and I invite people from all around the world to share their knowledge on how they came from somewhere and went on and lived their best dream. And of course, if you want to join our community where we have how to actually live your dream life and use the tips that you can order and go out and find confidence from within, then you have to just join the community on laurajane.com.au. So thanks, Alex, so much. And we have said how to get in contact with Alex. So go on over, connect. The link is below, and we love you dearly. Any final words from Alex today?
Dream big, achieve high. So never too big, never too small, just dream big, achieve high. So thank you so much, Laura, for having me. It's such an honor to be here. So you guys, audience, you are here for a treat. Laura's always adding value. She lived what she said. And so you are in an amazing community. So join Laura's group. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Laura, for having me.
Thank you, Alex. See you on the next show, guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm Laura. Since I was young, I had a little voice in my head that said, why are we here? And there must be something more. I've spent years researching about life and why some people find massive success and some don't. So let's connect here weekly and talk about topics that will elevate our soul and inspire greatness from within. This is the I Am Laura podcast show, where sparkling inside out will empower our tomorrow.